Hey everyone, I wanted to show you in this video how to get a really wearable peachy brown look, mainly peach on the lid, brown sort of in the crease, and I think it's just a really nice look as we sort of start to head into spring, and it's nice because you can make the intensity like kind of a smokier brown or a more natural brown, so it's really one of those looks that you can totally customize and make it however you want it to be. But first, before I get into the eyes, which I'll go step by step on, I wanted to tell you about a few of the products that make the whole face work with that peachy look. And on my lips, I'm using my Revlon matte lipstick in Nude Attitude. And so that's just a nice matte shade, but I went over it with a pretty peach gloss from Smashbox. It's called Glide. And so it's a nice, like, peachy with some goldeny tones to it. So, yeah, it kind of takes away that matte effect, but I do like having that as sort of my base color just to lighten my lips overall. This was part of a, I think it was a limited edition, actually, kind of Christmas bunch of things, but just, you know, kind of a color suggestion for you if you have anything that's like a peachy gold gloss, that'd look good. As far as the rest of my face, you know, I went with some different products to accent the peachiness. I used my golden pink blush. Yeah, do I need to get some more of that or what? From CoverGirl. I used that as my contour shade, and then I used my Rimmel blush in peach. I don't know if you can see that. That's just kind of like a nice peach shade just on the apples of my cheeks, and I kind of dusted it all over. And another really, really neat thing from Physicians Formula, this is new. I don't know if you've seen their shimmer stripes, or shimmer strips. That's what they are. It's a neat combination for a bronzer palette, and this is the Peachy Glow set. It's a new one that they've put out, and the camera may not be picking it up super well, but this top shade is really pretty peachy, and it's called Waikiki Strip. And so I used that like just on the tops of my cheekbones there, and kind of up in here actually before I went on with the eye makeup. So anyway, just a little rundown of what's going on my face, and now let's get started with the eyes. I've already applied some Too Faced Shadow Insurance to this eye, and so the next thing I'm going to do, since this is a sort of peachy, warm look, I think the MAC Rubenesque paint pot would be the perfect sort of cream shadow to prime my lid with, kind of on top of my, just as a cream shadow base, not necessarily like a primer in itself, but I'm just putting that lightly all over my lid. It's just gonna goes right along with the tone we're working for with this, which is really just nice and warm and peachy on the lid. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is reach for our 88 Shimmer Palette, and the shade we're going to be working with, the peach shade that I'm sort of surrounding this look on, is right here. It's kind of a light peach, and we're also going to be working with this sort of kind of stone color right next door to it, this one right here. So this is the peach, and then this one next to it. But for that peach color, we're going to just apply that all over our lid, and it's sort of a peachy orange. It's in that orange row on the palette. So just going to apply that all over my lid. And that you'll see that it works really nicely with the paint pot. And if you want more, the more orangey look you want, just the more you can keep building this. For just a sheer peach, just do like one or two, you know, kind of applications of that. Then we're going to take that shade right next to it that I was trying to describe to you. It's sort of like a medium taupe shade right there. And sorry, my nail polish is chipping off right now. Gotta redo that tonight too. I'm going to use my sort of medium-sized crease brush, and I'm going to dip into that and just use this as a wash of color all over the crease. And this just nice shimmery sort of shade, but shimmery shades that are a little bit darker I think are really fun to work with in the crease. So just use that all over to kind of deepen the crease. Go back for more if you want, and this is a would be if you wanted to use this look for daytime, this is where I would stop on this color for the shadow. I think it would be perfect. It's time to incorporate that matte brown shade, which I'm obviously not going to find in the 88 Shimmer Palette, so I'm going to use it in my L'Oreal Hip Duo in Foxy. It's this nice, just matte brown shade, and I'm going to take my fine crease brush, dip into that color a little bit, and use this to sort of start developing an outer V here. So kind of putting it in the outer part of the crease, outer part of the lid, and just work it up as far as you feel comfortable. We're kind of working up from the outer corner of the eye, and then over from the crease. So over from the crease, up from there. If that little diagram just made any sense, I don't know. And like I said, just get that as deep as you want it to be. I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to go back to the Shimmer Palette, and I'm going to go up to the very top shade in our little orangey peach row that we've been using, that one right there. And so this just has those nice peach tones, but it's not quite as colorful, I guess. And I'm just going to take my fluffy rounded crease brush and just use that to not only go all over my brow, or a brow bone. I'm not going to put it all over my eyebrow, but I will go on my brow bone with that and use it to sort of, just with a really light touch, blend over the border of the darker shades we've applied there. And there you go, that's your shadow. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to liner. I'm going to be using a new product. It's the Revlon Colorstay Liquid Eye Pen. Yeah, sounds really promising, doesn't it? And considering how much I love Revlon Colorstay liners, you'd think I would love this too, but gotta break the news to you guys. I do not really like this. I don't like how the intensity is just not what the regular Revlon Colorstay liquid liner in with the little inkwell. You know, although you have a ton of control with this format, I feel like it's more diluted and just not as black. And I thought maybe it was just, this is the second time I've used this, and I thought maybe it was just an issue with it being the first time I was using it, and maybe the product wasn't really filtering all the way down as much as it should to the absolute tip. But no, it's still acting the same way. But either way, I'm going to use it, at least for now, and just be aware that if you're trying to go over a very shimmery shade, especially like what we're using now, it just doesn't seem to handle that well. It can't totally block out the shimmer and just be black like the other. So expect a review on this a little more in-depth later on, the more I use it. Plus I'm going to have to wait around a little while to see if it actually dries up quickly like other pens I've used. So love the pen concept, but just haven't had a ton of luck. And in case you, I was kind of talking off topic that whole time, but I just kind of winged out that liner a little bit. Then I'm going to go for an old standby that I love, my Revlon Colorstay liner. This one in pencil liner, that is, in black brown. And so for that, I'm just going to kind of connect it up with that liquid and then just line all the way to my inner corner. Once you've got that liner all taken care of, we're going to go back to the matte brown shade in our L'Oreal Hip Duo and get my angle, get my angle liner brush here. Just dip into that matte brown and set the liner that you just did. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes with my handy dandy e.l.f. eyelash curler. Next I'm going to apply a quick coat of my L'Oreal Lash Out mascara. Alright guys, the next step is to apply a set of false lashes. They'll turn out to look like this side over here. They are Ardell Fashion number 106, and I do have a false eyelash application video, so just to keep this one a little more concise, I will just put the link over there so you can check that out if you're curious as to how I apply false eyelashes. I do it pretty much the same way every time, and that video covers it. Alright guys, there is the finished look, a nice peachy brown look that you can just make pretty much as intense as you want to. Add some false eyelashes and really tops off the look well, I think. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and have a great day.